All right. I'm gonna wait for some people to come on here. I know this is a new group. I know it's kind of short notice with getting things started tonight. But I'm gonna wait here and see if we can get a few people on before we get going. But I also realize that some of you might be watching this on the replay. All right. Brian, what's going on, man? Okay. We got a few people coming on here. Hey, Brian. Peter, what's going on? Hope life in Hawaii is treating you okay. I'd love to be in Hawaii right now. I'm tired of the cold here in Denver. But all right, so we've got Andrew. What's going on, man? Sorry I didn't see you. How are you doing? So everybody's that's on here. Peter, you're on here too. What's up? What's up? So guys, thank you for coming on. We've got a few of you on, so we're gonna get rolling here. I want you guys to bear with me. I'm still getting over a cold that my little baby had, spread to my wife, and now has come to me, and I'm still trying to get over it. So my voice is not quite there. Jeff, what's up? Give you a little wave there. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. First off, I want to tell you all, thank you for joining this new group. I'm so pumped about it because I just want to be able to continue to give value. But the main thing that I wanted to do with this group was on a weekly basis. Belisa, how are you doing? Sorry, I can't see everybody on here. So it only tells me like a few people at a time. There we go. Belisa, Darren, Brian, thank you everybody for coming on. Let me get off of that. Okay. But anyway, the main thing that I wanted to talk about tonight is the 3 things that you can do to basically set yourself up for success in your target market. And before I jump into that, I was getting into the reason why I started this group. I wanted to start this group because I really wanted a group where people that are serious about growing their practices, which all of you are, that's why you're invited to this group, people that are serious about growing their practices, how can I continue to give you guys value on a weekly basis? I basically kind of wanted to create a TV channel for physical therapists that are trying to grow their concierge practices. And I feel like I've got a lot of knowledge to give, and I just want to do it on a weekly basis. So I do my podcast every Wednesday night. At actually 9 p.m. Eastern. So my plan, and if it's okay with you guys, I want you to let me know if it works for you or not. My plan is to do a live every single week on a different topic that will help you in your concierge practice at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Wednesday. So basically the hour before I do my podcast. If 8 p.m. works for you, just type in works for me, or works for me, whatever you want to type in. Type in the comment section and let me know. But while those are coming in, I want to see what you guys think about that time, but we're going to get right into this, okay? For the 10 of you that are watching, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to give you guys some good value tonight, all right? So the 3 things that you need to do to set yourself up for success in your target market. Jeff, awesome, man. Peter, good. Okay, great. So the 3 things you got to do to set yourself up for success in your target market. Belisa, 8:30 is better for me. Okay, I'll see if I can make some changes, but I didn't want to put a limit to the amount of time that I could be on. So if I get going and you guys are enjoying the content, I want to be able to go for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour if needed. But I want to keep these things to about 30 minutes or so. But as we go, I want to keep you guys engaged. I'm going to ask you questions as we go. Ask me questions as we go. I'd be happy to answer them. Chelsea, what's up? Okay. So, number 1 of those 3 things to do to set yourself up for success. I know probably every single one of you I've probably talked to. Jeff, you're in my group my personal coaching group right now, so I know I've talked to you about it. But we obviously, before these 3, we have to be establishing an avatar. We have to have an avatar. We have to know exactly who we're talking to first. And then all of these three things go into place. So number one of the three that I wanted to talk to you guys about, number one is be the expert in something. So Jeff, you've got a brand new practice, Power Physical Therapy and Performance. Everybody give him a little bit of clap. Jeff actually just started his own practice, which is awesome. But he sees basically middle-aged men who have an athletic background, who want to stay active. All of us have different avatars. We have to have an avatar to start with this, but we need to be the expert in something. So Jeff, for example, we need to be the expert in that area. Belisa, I'm one of Belisa's ambassadors for SSPT. So Belisa and I just got off of a phone call. Belisa, you've got to be the expert in your area for women who want to improve their health and find out the ways that fitness can help them with their diabetes and their hypertension. We need to be the expert in an area. So when you have an avatar, you suddenly know which area you need to become the expert in. And the reason why I always talk about an avatar is because that suddenly makes it become very simple, well, sort of simple, as to what our marketing plan is. But it's same thing as becoming the expert in your area. So how do you do that? How do you become an expert in your area? 2 ways. Lots of people will say, oh, free screens. No free screens. Free screens are great. They have a time and place, but that is not how you're looked at as an expert. So in order to be looked at as the expert, we've got 2 ways to push yourself in front of your audience and become the expert. Workshops, number 1. Number 2, free talks. Or I'll even add a number 3, blog posts. So you can do blog posts on social media and things like that, but let's stick with the top 2. Workshops and free talks. Not enough people, obviously workshops are talked about a lot in the physical therapy circles, but the reason that they work is because you have to set yourself up for success. Is you have to set yourself up to be looked at as the expert, which will in turn set you up for success. The reason that I don't feel like people find success in workshops is they simply don't make them engaging and fun enough. We just talk. But I think a workshop, in order to be successful, needs to be an engaging experience. And you coaching people, let's say we do a mobility workshop on the shoulder. Okay? My idea would be, okay, I'm going to give you the 5 mobility tips to improve your overhead stability, while you're doing an overhead squat. Say we're talking to CrossFit athletes. 5 specific tips that you're going to be able to give them throughout the talk, but you're going to have them work on those specific things while we're going through that workshop. So it's not all just me talking. It's not just all you talking. It's having them go through different exercises, different mobilities, tips, things like that. Having them be active. And honestly, I'm really big on competition. If you can add in a level of competition as well, that makes it even better. Every single workshop that I've ever done, I've always had a level of competition. I've even created sheets of paper that I have my own scoring system. So it's not freaking FMS or it's not SFMA. Like, those are ones that other people have made. I make my own, and I create something that I know that's 5 different things that we can score those people on at that workshop that's going to create a competition and make them engage during the entire workshop, okay? So that's number 1. There's just some tips on doing a workshop. But then number 2, free talks. You can set up talks at your local library, chamber of commerce, even CrossFit gyms, different gyms around your area. There's so many different areas to basically set up a free talk to give people value. And when you do that, you're aligning yourself as the expert. Okay? Does that make sense? Everybody give me a thumbs up if that makes sense. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. Okay? But let's move on to the number 2. And this is a big one. So thank you guys for joining me. Number 2 is speak to the true needs of your population. Speak to the true needs of your population. And then something really important that I wrote down here that I try and say all the time is quit trying to solve your problems. Like, too many of us get into this mindset of trying to solve the problems that we think our primary audience should have. But they're usually not. That's usually not the case. Like for me, actually, I had a recent conversation with somebody this week, and we were talking about executives. And what do they truly want? And we were kind of having a conversation about, oh, well, they want somebody there for them to get them out of pain quickly. And I said, no, like that's not what they truly want. Like if you put that out in your marketing message, nobody's going to buy into that because that's not really what you want. I want to ask you guys a question. If you, as a patient, get into the mind of your patient, if you saw somebody that had a sign that said, I'm going to help you get out of pain fast, would you or would you not call that person? We've all been in pain. Sharon, what's up? We've all been in pain before. Would you or would you not call that person? Maybe you would, but I want to tell you guys one other thing. Only about 3 to 5% of the population is in current pain right now. So if we're trying to talk to people who are currently in pain, I'm going to get you out of pain right now. We're only talking to like 3 to 5% of the population. We need to really get into the head of what do they truly, truly want. And that was a game changer for me in my practice. So I said to that guy that I was talking to about executives was, what do executives really want? They want somebody that's always going to be there for them and help them to not get slowed down in their life. Basically, in a nutshell, that's what they truly want. They don't want to be slowed down. They don't want to have this maybe nagging injury, but the key factor is they don't want to be slowed down. They don't want to have this injury that slows them down and prevents them from doing the things that they want to do and enjoying the successes that they've had. It's great if you're making a lot of money, but if they're not able to enjoy that money and spend it with their family and spend it doing the activities that they love, then who cares about it, right? That's getting into the mind of your patient. That's getting into the mind and truly speaking to them. So I want you guys, I wrote down a few things. I want you guys to think about this. Think about all the marketing around us. And I'm gonna hammer home this point tonight. I saw this in my baby's room. Johnson's lotion. Johnson's bedtime lotion. You can't see this bottom part, but it says, the only routine proven to help improve a baby's sleep. How many people do you think buy that because it says that right there? They're not buying it because it's lotion. They're not buying it because it's going to improve the health of their kid's skin. They're not buying it because they feel like their little baby has dry skin. Most babies don't. They're not buying it for that reason. They're going to buy it. They're going to buy this, and that's why this marketing message is like that. They're going to buy this because it may help their child sleep. So Johnson & Johnson is extremely smart. They are selling this product to moms specifically who want to help their baby sleep. I mean, let's just be honest. They're not selling this to dads. There's not going to be a dad, trying to pick out some lotion and be like, oh yeah, that's perfect. They're speaking to the moms, right? We want to improve the routine proven to help a baby sleep. Exactly, Belisa, because we need to sleep and moms don't. So that's what, because moms are the ones not getting enough sleep is what I meant by that. Moms aren't getting enough sleep. So I can see it with my wife right now. So that really spoke to me. And then I want you guys to think about one more that I just saw. Jeep just recently had a Super Bowl commercial. And all it was talking about how all of the other companies basically have all these commercials that tell them all the titles and things like that are great about their product. Chevy does it all the time. Do any of us really care about those damn titles? Really? It's the same thing as us as physical therapists. Does anybody really care about our CSCS title? No. Not at all. Like not one bit. That's not going to be the determining factor why somebody works with you or not. So I just saw a Jeep commercial, and it basically said, we're not going to do that in our commercial. All we're going to do is show you what our Jeep is capable of. And it shows a Jeep driving through a stream and up a rocky path and over some other big boulders. It showed them what that Jeep can actually do. That's the reason that I would buy a Jeep. I don't know about you guys. That's the main reason that I want a Jeep, is because it can take me anywhere here in Colorado. I don't have a Jeep yet. I have a 4Runner. I'd love a Jeep. But that's the reason that I'd buy a Jeep. But all these companies that put out this marketing that are like, oh, we received best in class 2 years in a row. Who cares? It's the same thing for us as physical therapists. You're never going to sell somebody on your credentials. You're never going to sell somebody on just physical therapy. You're never going to sell somebody on just telling them that you'll get them out of pain. You're going to sell somebody by truly showing them what your physical therapy can do. And for me, for my executives, it's basically explaining to them, hey, I'm like a personal physical therapist to you, and I will be there when you need me, and I will help you to get through this so that you don't have to be slowed down in your busy lifestyle. How does that sound to you? That's so much better than saying, hey, Steve, you've got back pain right now. I'm going to help you get out of back pain. Like, that doesn't get them jazzed up. So that's what we need to do, is speak to the true needs of your population. Quit trying to solve your problems that you think your population has. Get into the mind of your patients. If you don't know what that is, ask your clients. If you only have 1 or 2 clients right now, that's great. Ask them. Next time they come in for an appointment, this is how I do it all the time with my patients. Hey, Kyle, I know we've got an hour visit today. Do you have about 5 to 10 minutes after our visit to maybe just talk a little bit more about why you chose to use my service? Perfect. I've never had anybody say no. So if that makes sense to you, say makes sense. I just want to make sure we're on the right path. And then this is a big one. Sharon, I don't want to pick on you, but this is one I just kind of had a conversation with you about. Number 3 is have one offer. One offer. Do not give anybody else anything else to make a decision on. I want to leave you guys with a statement that says, confused buyers buy nothing. Confused buyers buy nothing. Sharon, if you're okay with it, I'm going to wait until you respond. Are you okay with me sharing what you did the last few days? I'll wait for you to say something, and I'll just keep going. But I want to make sure that you're okay with me sharing it. But confused buyers buy nothing. Absolutely nothing. Have an offer that they want, and do not provide optional time slots and optional prices. Because what we are actually doing is setting up our patients for failure, because they're probably going to make the wrong decision for their health, okay? If we have 3 different packages and 3 different time offers, so for example, 30-minute treat, 45-minute treat, 1-hour treat, and then a 6-visit package, 8-visit package, 12-visit package. That's 6 different options. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I try to be really, really tactful in making quick decisions, but sometimes decisions are still tough for me. You know, even just buying a pair of shoes, because there's a million pairs of shoes out there, right? Especially when it comes to like running shoes. There's a million different pairs that say they're going to be the best running shoe you've ever experienced. For us, if we have a lot of different offers, we're setting our patients up for failure to pick the wrong offer. So, you know, if you have that option of 30-minute, 45-minute, and 60-minute, 30 minutes going to be the cheapest. There's going to be some people that choose that just simply on price, and that's not in their best interest. That's not what's going to help them get better. So one decision is what they need to make. Okay, Sharon said yes. I'm gonna give you guys an example. I told Sharon this. I said we need to get into the mind of CrossFitters. She is in a CrossFit box, and I told her we need to get in the mind of CrossFitters. So what Sharon has done the last few weeks is we have the CrossFit Open coming up, and we basically decided, okay, let's do a 20% discounted package for CrossFitters that are trying to get through the Open. The Open is 5 weeks long. Let's do a weekly package where they see you on a weekly basis. You know, should be mandatory weekly basis to get them through the Open without injuries. I know for me as a CrossFitter, getting through the Open without injuries was always tough for me. That's what people want. And Sharon, this may have changed since the last time we talked earlier today, but Sharon's already sold 3 of those packages. Because what we did was we found number 2, we found exactly what our patient population wants right now. And we gave them one offer. We said, this is what we're going to do to help you guys get through the Open. Bam, and 3 people signed up. That's confused buyers buy nothing. Now we have focus, and we're going to continue to create that for Sharon as we go. But that's a huge win. Create focus for your patients, and more people will buy. Too many packages confuse people. I think I already said that. And too many options can lead a patient to making the wrong decision for themselves. I wrote this down because I want you guys to to kind of tell me, why do you, after what I just said, why do you think In-N-Out Burger is so successful? Put it in the comment section. Why is In-N-Out Burger so successful? Why is Chick-fil-A so successful? Well, they're starting to get away from this. But what are some other good examples? I'm going to stick with In-N-Out Burger. Why do you guys think they're so successful as a company? Boom, Andrew. Few options. You walk into In-N-Out Burger, they have like 3 different types of burgers. My wife and I love burgers. It's like, for me, my weakness, like when I need like a cheat meal or something like that, a burger is usually my go-to. So we went to Shake Shack for the first time, which was born out of New York, but they just put one here in Highlands Ranch in Colorado. And we went to Shake Shack for the first time like 4 weeks ago. And we walk in and they only have like 6 different burgers. And my wife immediately said, "What the heck is this? They only have 6 different burgers?" And I explained to her, like, there is a reason for that. We limit the options for the customer, and it's helping them to make a better decision. And the less options we have, the less confusion. And the more likely, I mean, if we think about this for those companies, they put out the best damn 6 burgers that they could possibly put on a menu. That means they know that every single person that walks in those doors, they've got 6 options, but they know that every single option is delicious. They know that there's no weaknesses on their menu. That's the same thing for us physical therapists too. We should have very, very limited options because that's going to help our patients in the long term. So 3 things to position yourself for success in your target market. Write these down, guys. Number 1, be the expert in something. We do that through free talks and free workshops. Number 2, speak to the true needs of your population. Quit trying to solve your problems that you think your population has. Solve their problems. We need to get into the true mind of our patients. And then number three is have one offer. Have one offer to give them. Do not confuse your buyers because we need them making the best decision for their health. Okay, Sharon, I get totally overwhelmed with too many choices. Exactly. So why would I market that way? Exactly. That's the main message I wanted to get across to you guys tonight is we can't have that. For me, I've gotten to the point that I simply have 2 options. You can pay me $175 per visit, or you can pay me on a monthly basis. But I tell patients a few things. First, number 1, and this is just the truth. When you get busier, like mine is, it actually puts you in a great situation because I'm not lying when I say this. I can pretty much only see about 10 patients on my schedule at a time because most of them I'm at least seeing once a week, sometimes twice a week. So for me, if I want to do less than 20 visits a week, because that's where I feel comfortable, is seeing less than 20 visits a week, that still helps me to get my workouts in, enjoy my life, enjoy my family. I get to coach my coaching group on the side and do things like this to continue to give value to a group like this. That's what feels comfortable for me, is those less than 20 visits a week. But so I tell patients, like, I can only have 10 patients at a time. And so if you want to be one of those patients, I require that my patients pay me monthly for 3 reasons. Number 1, I've seen better compliance when my patients pay me monthly. There's more skin in the game. They have better results. Number 2, I've seen better results as a whole. So not only better compliance, but better results over the long term. Who doesn't want better results? And then number 3 is the most personal reason to me is I tell them, look, I need stability in my practice. My family and I need stability in my practice. I need to know which patients are all in with working with me. And those are the ones that pay me monthly. That's the 3 reasons why I have somebody pay me monthly. Chelsea, you just had a question. Do you discount or give incentive for monthly, or is it still $175 a visit? It's still $175 a visit. I didn't mean to get into this, but I'll get into it really quick. One of the main reasons that people buy is scarcity. So what I do is it's the truth though, so it's not like I'm lying to my patients. I'm providing scarcity for my patients. I let them know that I only have 10 patients at any one time on my schedule. I currently have 8 consistent clients that are paying me monthly. I've got 2 open spots. Would you like to be one of those open spots? That's how I frame it to my patients. I think we have a very powerful position that we can be in as concierge physical therapists and mobile physical therapists, in the fact that most of us are one man and one woman shows. Be honest with your patients and let them know that you can only see a certain amount of people being a one-person team. And that creates scarcity in that. So the answer to your question, Chelsea, is no. I do not provide that anymore. I did in the beginning, and I think just like we did with Sharon, I think there's great ways to create incentives for people to buy packages. But I think, again, there needs to be a reason for the package. Like for Sharon, it was a 5-week package to get these CrossFit athletes through the CrossFit Open. But just to provide 10% off just for a package, I usually always suggest starting with 5% off. Just because that's enough of an incentive to get $50 off or so to allow people to buy that package. But we really need to be focusing on the way that we talk to our patients and the way that our patients see us and value us. If they do not value you, then they're going to be looking for every discount possible. But I'll tell you guys, actually, I'll tell you tonight. Since there's still 7 of you on, I just love this shit. Seriously. So I'm just going to continue to give you guys value. I just had a call tonight, and this is a prime example. I had a call. I don't see very young kids, but I just had a call from a parent tonight. A friend of a friend found me. Again, that community-based marketing, it's an unbelievable thing, guys. When I get people that tell me that it doesn't work, my boots on the ground approach, community-based marketing, this stuff works. I had a friend of a friend call me tonight and basically say, hey, our son is on a Little League baseball team. He plays Little League baseball. He's a soccer player. He does taekwondo. He's super active. The current physical therapist that he's seeing is just not getting him better. We heard around the grapevine that you're really good. We wanted to give you a call. I talked to them. I basically talked to them, and one of the first few questions they asked is, do you take insurance? And how did I divert that? I basically said, hey, let me just find out a little bit more about what you've got. What is Caleb going through? What's going on with his back? Blah, 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 blah. The main thing, guys, get this. This is a side tangent, but 13-year-old kid, extreme athlete, very athletic, very accomplished in his sports already, goes in for mechanical low back pain that started when sprinting on his right side, lower to middle back, went into, a Joe Schmo clinic, and she even told me 2 things. She said it's a super busy clinic, and the only thing that they're doing is stretching his hip flexors. They said that the main thing that they think is causing his low back pain is hip flexor tightness. And guys, this may be one of the biggest points of the night, since there is 7 of you, is I just don't bullshit with people anymore. My confidence has grown so much in having a practice for 2.5 years that I simply just told her, and guys, there's a time and place for bashing other places, but after hearing that, I just got so enraged that I told her, listen, Allison, a 13-year-old that's an accomplished athlete, a 13-year-old's body is extremely resilient. Hip flexor tightness is not causing his pain. Especially when an orthopedic already diagnosed him with mechanical low back pain, and all we're doing in the clinic is hip flexor stretching, hamstring stretching, ice, and E-stem. That's a load of BS. You guys tell me, does that sound like a comprehensive plan of care? So I told her, look, I can guarantee you just from our phone call right now that there's something else that I can do for your son's back that does not include hip flexor stretching. I can tell you with a 13-year-old, most likely, he is not tight. And if he is, we're going to keep him that way because his body is like that for a reason. Okay? We're not going to change his hip flexor tightness. We're not going to do that. And a 13-year-old is not going to do home exercises to stretch his hip flexors on a regular. Like, it's a bunch of BS. Drives me nuts. But basically what I told her was, look, I know for a fact that I can at least give you guys a great solution going forward. I can meet you guys in person, and I can give you a solution going forward, and I don't think Caleb needs to stop playing. Guys, I figured out in that one phone call what they truly wanted. They did not want Caleb to stop playing baseball. Boom. I'm not gonna tell him to stop playing. Number one, hip flexor stretching is not cutting it. And then number three, I have the solution for you. I'd like to see you for a visit. I think we can come up with a plan of care that you guys can continue with as a family going forward, and we may not have to do a ton of visits. How does that sound to you? Oh, that's great. Do you take insurance? Again, she asked it a second time. I do not. I charge $175 per visit. But the reason, and all I said about it was, I started laughing with her on the phone. I said, I went away from insurance almost 3 years ago, and it was the best dang thing I've ever done in my entire life. She started just laughing on the phone, and she was like, I get it. We have no problem paying you $175 a visit. And this is, guys, let's just look at who this was. Middle-class family in Highlands Ranch, very suburban type community, middle-class family looking for help. I gave them the solution and the confidence and the clarity in one call. That's what people are looking for, is confidence, clarity, energy, and trust. But if you can give them confidence and clarity in one phone call or in one visit, they're going to trust you. All people want to know is that you are confident in your solution for them. I told you guys I can go on some extreme rants, and I've gone way off base, but I showed them in one call that I was extremely confident and extremely clear on what I could do for their son and that I could provide a better option. Boom. I have no problem paying you $175 a visit. When can we sign up? Yes, Sharon, that's a great point. After you said $175, did you leave silent? So I've talked to Sharon about this before. Again, she's in my coaching group, so she knows. Yes. I didn't say a word. I just said I'm $175 per visit. She said okay, and she said she said something to the effect of so are you out of network with all insurance companies? And I said, no, I'm actually not affiliated in any way with any insurance company. I went away from insurance companies 3 years ago, and it was the best dang thing I've ever done in my life. And stopped. And after that silence, she said, that's no problem. We'll pay $175. So giving value, but basically giving them clarity and confidence. So the more and more that you guys go along in your practices, the more and more that you gain your confidence, the better you're going to get at doing this. But I want to clear something up. I sucked at this in the beginning. I sucked. I couldn't. There were times where I'd get in a patient's house, and sometimes I wasn't able to sell them on a plan of care because I wasn't confident in what I was doing. It takes time, guys. All I can tell all of you out there that are starting your practices or you're in the middle of having your own practices is just keep getting repetitions, keep seeing patients, keep providing value and care, keep getting people better, keep giving people what they want. But these three things that I told you tonight are going to help lead to more clarity and therefore more confidence and you being successful in your target market. So let's go over those three things for those of you that are hopping back on. Number one, be the expert in something. We do that through workshops and we do that through free talks. Number two, speak to the true needs of your population. Quit trying to solve your problems that you feel like your target market has. They have different problems. Remember this that I gave you guys, Johnson & Johnson's. They're selling it to basically moms that want to help improve their baby's sleep. They're not selling lotion. They're not selling it to say, hey, we'll help get your baby's skin more healthy. That's not what moms want. Moms want their kids to sleep better. That's what Johnson & Johnson is doing. That's what we need to do as physical therapists is speak to the true needs of our population. Then number three, have one offer, not multiple packages, not multiple prices. Have one clear offer, and that's going to help you have a lot more success going forward. Guys, have a great night. I'll stay on for just a minute here. If any of you have any questions, I'd love to answer it. But actually, I've got a question for you guys. What should I call these Wednesday talks? Like Wednesday wellness is overdone. All of that is, what should I call these? Wednesday, Wednesday power sessions, Wednesday fire talks. I don't know. Tell me if you guys have any ideas. All right, Brian's got a question. Josh, do you offer any money back guarantees if the client isn't pleased, or does your confidence not let you even go there? I do not offer money back guarantees. It's not that I'm not confident in my product. It's just the fact that I feel like I know my target market. I know my target audience. Imagine that. And I know that sometimes it takes a few visits with these executives and these busy professionals to get them bought into the plan of care, number one, and then number two, for them to have the confidence and believe in themselves that they can do it. So, I think with some of them, if I gave a money back guarantee, they may be 2 visits in saying, Josh, I want my money back. Just because that's how some of them are. But then, 3 or 4 visits in, none of them would want to give their money back. So I think, just as you said, Brian, I just let my confidence and clarity in what I'm doing and my education with my clients speak for itself. I'm always educating my clients on what's the next step. What's the next step? What's the next step, so that they know what's coming. No BS with Josh. Yes, Sharon. I one of the best things, I'll tell you guys one more story, then I'll get off. I recently went to a really, really high-level networking group. And, it was amazing because I got to be in a group with a lot of, high-powered people in Denver. And Wealth of Knowledge Wednesdays. I love that. Good. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any other ideas. Maybe I'll do a poll. But I was in a room with a lot of very successful people. And I see very successful people, lots of the people that, I see are like CEOs of companies. They live in these unbelievable houses and things like that. And they don't want BS, honestly. And so that's why they're attracted to me. But I had this guy that was extremely successful. He's basically a concierge for a ton of the Denver Broncos. And I was amazed because his practice is very similar to mine, but he does anything that they need. They need lawn work done, he gets somebody in there. They need their Ferraris cleaned, he does it for them. He drives them for them. They need their house cleaned, boom, he gets somebody in there. He does it all under the umbrella of them paying him a yearly fee, which I don't know what it is, but I'm sure it's absurd. And basically what he told me is, I met with him and I said, look, I'm kind of like in the same line of work as you are. What is the one tip that you would say that you would give for me to continue to grow my practice and work with these super high level people? Because you were working with Denver Broncos guys. He's worked with Denver Broncos coaches. I mean, the top of the top in Denver. And he basically told me, I think the main thing that everybody loves most about me is I'm not a yes man and I don't BS. If I tell them that it needs to be done in a better way, I tell them that. If I tell them that, if I can tell that something is affecting one of their decisions that they're making, I tell them that. I'm a no BS types of person, and I suggest that you be that way in your practice. That's exactly what he told me. And I think that's so, so, so important. So anyway, just a side note. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Andrew, can you give a specific example or a title of a talk workshop you have done, or a go-to workshop you would like to do? Yeah. So I've done, guys, it doesn't have to be mind-blowing. A few of them. I'll give you 3 right now. Number 1, a foam rolling workshop. Lots of people simply don't know how to foam roll correctly. I think I had at one point at one gym, I had 16 people come to a foam rolling workshop. Lots of them were older. And I simply showed them 10 body parts that they can foam roll. I talked for maybe 5 minutes about who I was and why I was teaching them and why I was the expert on this area. And then we dove right into the workshop and we went over 10 different areas that you can roll out. How do you roll out it? How do you foam roll? And all I did was I had somebody with me, and we basically just walked around and taught everybody how to do each body part. Simple one. Another great example is a lacrosse ball workshop. 5 different ways that you can use a lacrosse ball effectively to target trigger points. I don't know. I think it was something like that. That one was 2 years ago. I think I did 5 different ways that you can use a lacrosse ball to, help improve your mobility or something like that. And again, I did a very short spiel in the beginning about who I was, why they were listening to me, and we went through our workshop, and I even gave out a free lacrosse ball to every single person that came into the workshop, and then also a handout as well. So that's number 2, and then number 3. I was dogging on this earlier, but I've done FMS before as well. I've done a simple FMS screen, but the only thing that I did with the FMS was I shortened it. So I picked like the top 5 that I thought was the most pertinent to my population of people. And I did an FMS screen. I created my own document that showed 5 different movements that we were going to go through for every single person, talk to them why it would help them, and then we did an FMS screen and went through it, and then we basically talked about, okay, what happens if you're low in this area? What happens if you had a bad mark in this area? What can you do about it? And then I gave them a handout to help them do something about that. Okay, so I hope that helps. I think that was Andrew's question. Let's see, any more? Do you lose clients or patients that are expecting an intervention, but you know it's not the intervention they need? I can only think of one instant, Jeff, that's happened. A lady wanted a massage from me, and I just was not going to give that to her. I told her that, I do a lot of different integrated massage techniques and integrated joint techniques. But I don't give just a massage. Like, I don't want you to expect to just, I'll bring in my table and I'll leave the room and you can get comfortable on the table. Then I'm just going to work on your back the entire time. That's not what I do. So for her, I did lose. But again, guys, if you're losing somebody for something that's not even your service, then they're not a good fit for you anyway. But I think for most people, you can give them what they want. What they truly want is some outcome. It's not just a comfortable massage. It's not just E-stem. It's not just whatever. It's not just mobilizations. It's not just manipulations. Like, most people want an outcome. Speak to that outcome to your patients and figure out ways to give them that outcome. I'll answer this last one. Do you suggest a free gift with the workshop? No, because I don't want you guys to go, to get broke doing workshops. Honestly, the main thing that I feel like you need for a workshop is just a free handout. That's the main thing you need with a workshop. I don't think you need anything more than that. I thought it was a pretty simple and inexpensive way to provide, a lacrosse ball to people. I went online and I found some bright green lacrosse balls because my company logo is blue and bright green, and I found some bright green lacrosse balls. I think I got a 12-pack for like $20 or something like that, and I gave them out in the workshop. I only had like 10 people at that workshop. So yeah, and anyway, yeah, I think it's great, but Lisa, I wouldn't, that's not going to make or break your workshop. Feed with value first, lead with value first, and that's going to be the best thing. Yeah, honestly, Sharon, that'll be a great, that'll eventually be a great workshop for you, because there's so many CrossFit athletes that use lacrosse balls. I know I do. I've got them all around my house, and I use them all the time for different things, especially traps and mid-back area, stuff like that, the areas where I get tight. But anyway, that's it. Honestly, Sharon, I didn't know that you were talking about that as a name. No BS with Josh. No BS Wednesdays. No bullshit with Josh. Wealth of Knowledge Wednesdays. I dig both of those. What did Ben say? I like No BS with Josh or No BS Wednesdays. No BS that might be the winner. That could be it. No BS Wednesdays. I dig that. Awesome. Okay. Andrea, sorry you're getting on late. Hopefully you can watch the replay. And guys, one more thing. For those of you that are in the group, I want this to be kind of a close-knit group. So comment, if you're watching this video on the replay, comment #replay. And I'll be back next Wednesday. Sharon, I got a call with you on Friday, so I'll talk to you on Friday. Everybody, before we go, everybody give a clap to Sharon for for getting those 3 clients in the last week, really. That's pretty incredible. So everybody give her a clap. Post, replay, if you're watching this on the replay. And hey, we'll talk later.